What's up, Chicago? It's your man, Maze Jackson. Get ready, because in less than 5 minutes, I am going to go live, and we are going to be discussing the intergenerational disrespect. And I got a question. How long do I have to respect my elders while they continue to disrespect me? We're going to be talking about that. Probably have a little 30-minute discussion, share kind of some topics, got a few documents, got a few things I want to make sure that we're clear on. Because, it seems as though some of our elders, and I was born to respect my elders, and I try to respect them, especially since I have my Hotep classes down at U of I. But at a certain point, we got to stop this. So why don't you do me a favor, take a moment, share the broadcast, share with your friends, take a moment, hit the button, share the broadcast. Let people get ready to know we are about to put this down. What's up, Dewan? What's up, Stephanie? What's up, David Turner? What's up to my beautiful, lovely wife, Commissioner Carrie Steele? What's up to Neil? What's up, Richard Greenfield? What's up, Brandon, all the way from Texas? Y'all get ready, because I'm about to... You know what? This is going to be a respectful conversation with a few papers and a few documents. So we can just make sure we get on the same page. Really? You wrote a letter to a white man to complain about me, but you a black activist? All right. We got that and much, much more to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, take a moment, share the broadcast, because in less than 2 minutes, I'm about to take it there, and we about to go there. Y'all ready? You gonna let them know Maze said. Ricky, can you do me a favor? Get the camera set up, get us our shot together. Actually, that's a perfect shot right there. And actually, what you can do is use the... I'm gonna have to... No, you can use the stand. Stop. Use the stand. Move this. There you go. Just like that. Maybe move it up just a little. I think you gotta push it forward. Bring it forward. Bring the whole stand forward. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. We about to get it cracking. Yep, right there. Tilt it up some. Yep. All right. You know what? It needs to go up just a little bit more. Hold on. All right, y'all. Hold on. We'll be there for you in a second. Ooh, almost knocked it off the ledge. Man, Ricky, still not working. We need to get it up. See, it needs to be like right there. See, I feel like it needs to be up and down like that. Or, you know what? I'm going to go from right here. Woo! Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Get ready. This is some of our hiccups from going live. My production team, hooking me up. Y'all ready? Who's out there? Have y'all taken a moment to share this broadcast? Because I'm about to go for real live right now. But I need for all of you all to take a moment, share the broadcast. Please take a moment, share the broadcast. You are watching me. I am broadcasting live from the Intelligence Group Studios. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's your man, Maze Jackson. I'm sitting at my desk. And I would like to take this opportunity. First of all, thank you all for taking time out to share. If you give me a second, I'm going to acknowledge those of you that have come out to be with us today. Let me check right here. All right. Ready? So, live on the broadcast. First of all, thank you for everybody who has taken the moment to share the broadcast. So I'm going to start with the people who have shared the broadcast. Let's start with Antoinette Peterson, Sister Save a Lot. Thank you very much. Marcus Graham representing from the Brook. What's up, boy? John Hunt, I appreciate you always being there. Terrence Tomlin, what's up? Hey, man, got to get y'all on the podcast to talk about some sports. Travis Percy, thank you for joining us. Lloyd Kerr, number 11, starting quarterback for the greatest class ever in Bolingbrook, class of 89. The Maze Jackson page. Hey, I think I had something to do with that one. Still running Stovall. Thank you, sis. Thank you for the double shares. Richard Greenfield, thank you for sharing the video. To my sister Tennille, thank you for sharing the video. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going live and we are right here in the building. And today's topic, you know what? I woke up this morning and my heart was heavy. My heart was heavy because I received text messages and phone calls of people posting and saying things, and it's quite a few people that do not like me, and I don't really spend too much time worrying about who likes me or care about what people think. It's just not what I do, and some of the stances and some of the challenges that I've taken on have put me in a position of being. Sometimes people would like to call me a troublemaker, but as a person who has lived and resided in Illinois and is watching what is going on with our community, I have decided to make it my life's mission to ask what's in it for the black people. And one of the things that I found in asking what's in it for the black people is that there is a lot of resistance to the question being asked. Oftentimes, the resistance does not come from white people. Surprisingly, the pushback, the resistance tends to come from black folks. So today after having my name dragged through the mud, talked crazy about, I wake up every day fighting these issues, man. These people have tried to take my job, take my livelihood. You got people out here trying to harm my family and harm my livelihood for just wanting to be an advocate for my community. Whew. So, let me start with this. Good afternoon to my Facebook family and friends. Now, you're not going to ask one more time. Did you take a moment to share this broadcast? Please take a moment, share the broadcast. Today, I just wanted to take a few minutes to address one of my biggest concerns, which is the intergenerational disconnect. The intergenerational disconnect that occurs between black people, between our elders, or the people we call our elders, and my generation. Now, we've also got the millennials, but I'm going to just start with my generation. So, my parents, I grew up in a good household. My parents taught me to respect my elders, and I'll be honest with you, even to this day, I still call people older than me Mr. or Mrs., even though I have achieved some level of age. I'm 45 years old, and I'm still calling people Mr. or Miss unless they tell me not to. And even in the instances when I disagree with my elders, I have been very careful to not be disrespectful of them, their opinions, or their accomplishments. Do I think we live in a dated in the past oftentimes? Yes, I do. Do I think that we are trying to relive the Harold Washington, Martin Luther King days? Yes, I do. But I will never discount the accomplishments of those people. Just like I don't discount the accomplishments of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, regardless of how people feel. There are a lot of things that my generation takes for granted that a generation previous could not. So I always, when I try to couch my arguments, when I talk about what's in it for the black people, I try to ensure that even if I don't agree with what they say or do, that I am not disrespectful. I have, in many cases, tried to bridge the intergenerational disconnect from so many of my peers who say, skip them punks, they haven't done anything for us, they left us behind, or they left us in this state. I choose to look at it differently. I choose to look at it from the standpoint that our elders got us to a point, and at that point they are supposed to pass the torch, or we're supposed to take the torch. It's ideally we would pass the torch. So, why are we here today? We're here today because there have been a combination. I have seen from our elders, who today I will name. If you pay attention, I am very rare to ever say anyone's name. One, because I don't like to share names because, right, we can help make them famous. A lot of people thrive, a lot of our people tend to thrive on infamy. They just want the attention. Well, today I'd like to give you some attention, and I'd like to encourage our community to start recognizing why we're in the state that we are in right now. Never, in no other culture do the elders attempt to silence or eat the youth who are trying to come or trying to do better for their communities. I am a loyal Democrat. Not according to some people, they think I'm disloyal. But the fact of the matter is, I've seen the state that our community is in, and I'm tired of it. So I have embarked upon some missions to try and change that, to try and do something different. So I'm going to start and address 2 issues, 3 people, 4 people, right? Issue number 1, the Bronzeville Visitors Information Center. My name has been dragged through the mud, and I have refused to address the issue because I did not want to hurt the man that is dogging me and wearing my name out. But I'd like to take a moment to address Mr. Harold Lucas. Mr. Lucas, and again, I will call you Mr. Lucas, and I will continue to give you your respect. But I will not sit by idly and allow you to tarnish my name, my brand, and my reputation, or my commitment to my community. You purport to be for black folks, but when given the opportunity, you have done nothing, not nothing, because I don't want to negate your past accomplishments. But you decided to attack me for your malfeasance. Let's be clear. 35th and King Drive at the old Supreme Life building. Beautiful facility, restored, the money secured by State Representative Ken Duncan, given to the Bronzeville Information and Tourism, and rebuilt by, I believe, Mr. Higginbottom. Let's just make sure we're telling the real history. So you all worked together to get that place done. In exchange for your hard work, Harold, you were charged rent of $10 per month for 10 years. $10 per month for 10 years for 5,500 square feet of space. How much of that rent did you pay? None. Zero. Zilch. Had absolutely nothing to do with me, quite frankly. Now, as I looked at the facility and I saw it, I thought it was an awesome place. And when you took me on a tour, I walked through it. But your rent was $10 a month and you refused to pay it. When the landlord decided that he was going to evict you and sell all of your goods and materials, I recognized the quality and the historic value of what you had done. And so I interjected myself with the goal of trying to block the landlord from just throwing you out and selling your materials. Now, shall we tell the real truth of what happened in that discussion? Because I did approach you, and I did say to you, Mr. Lucas, you haven't paid your rent for 10 years. Remember, this is $10 a month. So ultimately, for 10 years, your rent was $1,000 over 10 years. You didn't pay it. I offered to pay it. At that point, I don't think that you could have resolved the situation after 10 years. But what I knew was we could not have the historic Bronzeville Visitors Information Center thrown out on the street. So I came to you, Mr. Lucas, and I said, Mr. Lucas, I think I may be able to help. Because I tend to be a vociferous advocate for black people, sometimes people listen to me and will work with me on a compromise. So I went to your landlord and I suggested that there might be a compromise. Do you know what you told me, Mr. Lucas? And I just want to make sure that the world is clear. Because while you are propagating and sharing the lies on Facebook and sending out letters, let's be real. What you told me, Harold Lucas, and let me be clear. Everything that I'm saying, it's right here in writing. Anybody that would care to read or review, it is right here in writing. Mr. Lucas, the protector of Bronzeville, was willing to give and sell the Bronzeville Historical Archives. Here we go. His words were, Mays, I need an office, $70,000, and a new set of teeth. I can't make this up. I need $70,000, an office, and a new set of teeth. And that is what you were willing to trade the Bronzeville Information Center for. After refusing to pay $1,000 rent total over 10 years. And now I'm the sellout? Now I am the person that is trying to destroy our community? Kick rocks. So now, let me be clear, Mr. Lucas. After all of your rants and ravings, I've decided, why should a young black man invest in Bronzeville to make it a place where the black people that are moving can enjoy themselves in their own community? So you wonder why we always go downtown? Why we always go somewhere else? Because we have, let me back up. Because we have people in our community whose whole mission is not to grow, but to hinder. So, Mr. Lucas, let's be clear. I did not just talk about opening a nightclub. What I talked about was opening a place where the greatest minds in the black community could gather. And how great would it have been to do that in the historic Supreme Life building where black people demonstrated black excellence. So that was the mission. And it wasn't a bar nightclub. It was actually a lifestyle center that allowed us to do business, right? So it had a business center, a place where you could come and work during the afternoon. Where do black people go in Bronzeville to kick it? Not even just to kick it. If you want to just sit down and have a cup of coffee and work on your work and use Wi-Fi and order tea and have meetings, where? So I wanted to have a business social club in Bronzeville that allowed us to enjoy or to participate in the revelry of the black community, right? So let's be clear. I want to make sure, and Harold Lucas, you're more than welcome to address me at any time. Anytime. Come on my show, come talk about whatever. But please remember, when you spread lies, I have what you said in writing. You sold for cheap. Some teeth, $70,000 in the office, all the historic information in the community, and that's what you wanted? It's in writing. So for the next person that decides they want to send me a text or email talking about what Harold Lucas says, please make sure that you ask him, did he want to trade the Bronzeville Visitors Information Center for some teeth, $70,000, and an office? Bam. Harold Lucas, build, not break. So Harold Lucas, I'm through talking about you. Some of you may or may not know that I was involved in, my best friend was the director of external affairs for Comptroller Leslie Munger. Additionally, the current comptroller did a lot of work to try and have me removed from WVON, also tried to get me removed from the Defender, and has attacked my clients and tried to take away the livelihood and the food out of my kids' mouth. So I had a reason to get involved. So I got involved a little bit with the Munger campaign. And in that, as I always do, when the budget was allocated, I reached out to people to try and get them involved. There are some people that claim to be on the team, some people that weren't. So let's talk about this, because you know everyone will call and claim to say that Mays Jackson was a sellout. So let's do this. So there were people that proclaimed to be on the team already that haven't delivered. And then there were people that I invited to be on the team whose egos were so large that they just could not fathom the concept of working with one of someone from a different generation. They decided they wanted to direct, and if they couldn't direct, then they would go around and tell the world how whack we were. So let's start with, I'm going to start with Mr. Ivory. So Mr. Ivory and Mr. Gilbert, Mr. Ivory from the Black Chamber of Commerce and Mr. Gilbert from the Black Chamber of Commerce, who decided that they were going to take the time out of their day to write a letter to the Republican Party, to all the people in the governor's office, to say Mays Jackson wasn't our friend. I would suggest that with the state of Illinois and black people doing 0.25, not 2.5, but 0.25% of the business in the state, you got other things to worry about than who Mays Jackson is talking about, Mr. Chairman of the Black Chamber of Commerce. And for Mr. Gilbert, who decided you was going to write a letter, I'm right here, brother. Call me. Pick up the phone. Y'all gangsters, come stop by. We talk about what you want to talk about. But for you to purport that you stand for black people and I am a black businessman, and you write a letter to some white boys to talk about Mays, Mr. Black Chambers of Commerce, get some business. Because ain't no black people in the state got none. So the truth is verifiable. What's the state? I think if you talk to CMS, you can find out that black people only do 0.25% of the business in this state. And for the rumor that you tried to create, suggesting that I am a Madigan plant and operative, be clear, brother. You have never, ever spoken up on our behalf against the processes. I will talk to you. I will talk to you about the percentages of business that we don't have. And if we really want to get down, I think they pay you. I think you got a contract for $750,000 to do outreach to black business. Black business, hello? Where are you? Because I don't see none. So before you fix your mouth, get your keyboard out to send something out to talk about me, you make sure you got your nose clean. Now, let me just make sure that we're clear. You don't have to smile at me. You don't have to be my friend. But if your task is to raise the black businesses in the community in Illinois, you failed. You failed. Now, I would hate to look at the contracts and look at the payroll and see who's actually on it. You want to go there? Keep it up. Because you know I got the facts. That's why no one comes and says Maze is lying. You got to go behind and run around and scurry around to go find the back door and talk about Maze because you can't stand on your own business. What's in it for the black people has gotten more business this year for people. I'm going to let you be. But you need to keep my name out your mouth. And then for the last one, right? Black folks, let me just tell you. My time as a commentator, I have styled I tried to attempt, let me not even disrespect the man's memory. I tried to attempt to style what I do in my commentaries after the late, great Lou Palmer. And when I had the opportunity to have a working relationship with Lou Palmer's right-hand man, bodyguard, etc., I was ecstatic. I honored it. I was fired up. I thought that here is the opportunity that I've been looking for one of our elders who was in the fight to be able to provide me insight, guidance, and some direction, as our elders should. And I would call, and he would call, and we would talk, and we would share information, and wax poetic and pontificate, and we both thought that Donald Trump was probably going to sneak up and win the election and all that good stuff. And throughout the whole time, it was never about money. Oh, I'm not like them other black people. I don't want no money. I don't get down like that. So when the opportunity came for there to be an opportunity to exercise and use that expertise or work with his expertise, I told my people that they should work with that brother. And after getting the brother engaged, now let me be clear, I don't control anybody's pocket, I don't control anybody's purse strings, but when the money finally came, the first person that we reached out to was this brother. This brother who ran the Black Independent Political Organization, rolled with Lou Palmer. I was honored. So I called up and I said, Brother Reed, I'm sorry it's taking so long, but Brother Reed, I want to introduce you to my main man who is running this stuff for Leslie Munger. And man, you know, I know you said we didn't have enough time and it wasn't enough money, but perhaps we could rent an office from you. Just so, you know, just a good faith effort. You know, hey, now mind you, no Wi-Fi, no phone, no nothing. Less than 10 hours, the office was really needed. Charged us $1,000. No problem. So as black men, we agree that, brother, we gonna get you paid $1,000 to rent your office that we really don't need. Good faith. At which point, we then give the brother the direct contact to the campaign because everybody's running around doing things. Classic black moment. What does the brother do? Can anybody guess? Sends them an inflated invoice that was not what we agreed to. Now, y'all know how it is dealing with folks. You know, you get to dealing with these white folks and you tell them something, and then somebody tells them something else, then they be like, oh, the Negroes is in on a hustle, right? So I reached out to the brother. I said, hey, brother. Let me back up. So he added a person and a number onto the invoice without talking to either me or my guy who connected them, and sent an invoice to them for more than my guy agreed to. Now, imagine my guy gets a call from his boss and says, this isn't what you told me. What happened? We like, what are you talking about? And then we see that this brother has sent over an invoice for an additional $300 that we don't care about. Now, let's just be clear. We ain't petty over $300, but we had an agreement, black man to black man. But when he got an opportunity to get to the white boys, then he was willing to go around us. So, you know what? Derek, I threw my papers, but can you give me those papers? Because I want to get that invoice down there. Because I want to show the invoice. So basically what he did was go around the brother, talk to the white boss, and told the white boss, I don't talk to political operatives. I talk to the bosses. Brother, nobody knew you. There it is right there. Nobody knew you until the black dude that introduced you brought you to the table. Now, I know what y'all did during Harold Washington, but Harold Washington been dead for how long? 20 years? Let me read you what he said. Brother such and such has 25 years of experience as troubleshooting issues on election day in the street. He will be an asset to protect workers and the candidate in the various precincts. He is well known and highly respected and has worked for me for 28 years. Note, here we go. Note, I did not get approval from Vince Bass for the additional money for Robert Johnson. But trust me, it will be money well spent. Who does that? So here's the invoice, right? Here's what we agreed to. You're going to put on a whole nother page, right? Get you and your boy paid. So when we call to just say, brother, what? That's not how we do business, right? Black man to black man, that's not how we do business. We came up with a number. Let's stick with the number. We got lectured on the fact that we don't know what we talking about. And then he wished a loss upon the gentleman who had just traded, who had just gotten him the money. Now, you know, I feel some kind of way about that, right? But you know me, Maze Jackson, I decided I was going to let it go. Till I got these emails. You know, I woke up this morning, I got these emails, and y'all, that's why we broadcasting live right now. So I got an email because you know how when it's a black dude and he thinks he can go around you because he think he's special. He's the special Negro. You are still a Negro. Don't get it twisted. And the white folks watching you try to cut out black folks only cuts you out. So, let me just read a couple excerpts from this letter. I just want to make sure we're clear. Got it? Black independent political organization. And it's a letter to Tim Schneider, right? Tim Schneider, who is the Illinois Republican Party chair. Now, mind you, my brother brought him to the table, but I want you to hear this. Two of the most recent campaigns that could have garnered a significant black vote, resulting in victory for the following Republican candidates: Comptroller Leslie Munger and U.S. Senator Mark Kirk. They failed due to flawed campaign strategies and the inexperienced and unskilled, listen to this, the inexperienced and unskilled black operators that were sent into the black community. The black voter is moved by a very personalized message and direct on-the-ground contact, albeit not at the last minute. You have put your confidence and money in the hands of individuals that think they know black voters. They don't. In fact, it is not about the black votes. It is about the independent black voter. A huge difference. Even Rep. Ken Duncan's race could have been more competitive, in my sincere opinion. As the chairman of the independent black political organization, I want to see good, healthy competitive candidates and initiatives that give black voters a serious reason to exercise one of its most powerful assets. Furthermore, I was one of the few people that predicted Donald Trump as far back as September 2016. It's about listening to the people, and if you do, they will tell you where they earn their respect and trust. The Democratic Party is established in the black community via some black elected officials and a few black operatives. Please take a look at the huge number of registered black voters that did not vote in the recent elections, especially in Chicago. As we approach the upcoming state of Illinois governor and legislative elections, I definitely don't want the black community taken for granted nor ignored by any party or candidate. The black vote in the state of Illinois is the key to victory for those who recognize and respect our support. Black voters will respond when our issues, situations, and conditions are sincerely addressed. Now is the time. You may reach me at CBuck. Ayuda continua. The struggle continues. Eddie Reed, Chairman. Brothers and sisters, who does that? So I brought you to the table. Oh, no, we didn't bring you to the table. We introduced you to this group of people. Because when was the last time Governor Ryan or Edgar was the governor? Was that 20 years ago, 15 years ago? Brothers and sisters, how long must we, and I am respectful. I'm not one of the persons that curse out Jesse Jackson. I ain't never cursed out none of our elders. I never told them to sit their old ass down. None of that. That's not me. I believe that there is a connection between all of our people. But when we have been stuck in this morass for 30 plus years, where were these people when it was going down? Where have they been for the last 30 years as our community has slid off the cliff? So let me just say this, brothers and sisters. It is my sincere hope that instead of our elders taking a moment, taking the time and being busy enough to try and tear down or destroy, perhaps our elders should consider that it might be time to sit down and provide some wise advice and counsel. See, the fact of the matter is, I'm going to tell you what's really happening, then I'm going to be done. For so long, there's been this group of people that plays the hustle game, the political hustle game. They don't do nothing on either side. They talk a lot, drive around. They want to slap a sign on the side of the van and get out there and ride with sound trucks on the top of their car. The world has changed. Come join us. Let me say this. I don't know Vince Gilbert, but the other brothers, until I had literal written proof, there is nothing in the world that could have made me believe that black people would do that. Much less black elders who purport to be freedom fighters. Now, people talk about me and saying you got off one plantation to get on another. I'm on nobody's plantation. But it appears as though our independents are looking for a plantation to join as long as it pays well. I'm going to be clear with y'all. I'm not going to... my friends and my family and everybody advised me against doing this. But I will not sit by flat-footed and allow my name or my reputation to be denigrated by hustlers. And in my book at this point, brother, you're hustlers. It's in writing. And you will cut a black man, a white man, whoever, anybody to get where you want to go. Now, for those of you that want to get free, that are tired of hey man, and it's all these Negroes playing the hustle game. Everybody just want to be the special black guy. They don't care who it is. They just want to be the special Negro. Pop all that yang, talk about all those wonderful things that they gonna do for our community. 30 years later, they still talking about Harold Washington and any other Negro that they feel like might provide some sort of real solution. Because see, now somebody's got to ask Mr. Ivory, hey Mr. Ivory, I saw you sent that letter. I know y'all sent the letter, so I want to send a letter to y'all. Can you please tell me how many black businesses have benefited from the Illinois Chamber of Commerce and the almost $2 million in grants for outreach? Ladies and gentlemen, you know, we talk about sellouts. I'm not going to call anybody a sellout. What I am going to say, though, is that if you wonder why our community is in the state that we're in, it is because even our supposed independent brokers are not honest brokers of our votes. If you read this letter was about how our black votes can be used to advance him, not the community. We got to start asking questions. My man, Vince, what you say they call that? True Squad on deck? True Squad on deck. Bob Israel, Mark Allen, Vince Bass. True Squad is on deck. It's all in writing. Please share. Let your friends know. I will be posting the documents online as well, so you can read them yourself. So as soon as I figure out how to turn these into JPEGs and put them on Facebook, you'll be reading that. And so the next time one of these Negroes come and they decide they want to send out an email or whatever, you ask Harold Lucas, if I would have got him his teeth, his $70,000 in the office, would I still be the bad guy? He got a cost. They all got a price. Selling you wolf tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving me the opportunity for this catharsis. Any questions? Any comments? Any concerns? Anybody got something they want? Thanks, Brandon. I will use, I'm going to try and, let me do a moment before I go, to take a moment to acknowledge all the people that were here to join us. Man, y'all joined super deep today. Y'all deeper than when I do the social media question of the week. I think we're going to have to start doing these afternoons. So, let me say what's up to Joseph Strickland, Deborah Denise Black, Terrence Tomlin, Brandon Jones, David Blackman, Ronald Albert Nethery, D. Cheney, Jonathan Lee Iverson, what's up? Eddie Clayton, Tracy Wall, Vince Bass, Perry Johnson, C. Sadiq Colquitt, Antoinette Peterson, DeJuan Russell, Anthony D. Muhammad, all the way from Atlanta. I appreciate you, brother. I really do. I appreciate your support. Yep, that's it, y'all. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me see who are watching right now. Let me get y'all to. What's up to my beautiful and lovely wife, Commissioner Carrie Steele? What's up to CC D. Colquitt, Lloyd Kerr? What up, Raiders? VB, VBZ, Jonathan Lee, Antoinette, Anthony Muhammad, Eric Myrick, what up from the crib? Keith Harris. Hey, Keith, man, I need you to be my enforcer, man. Could you stop being mad at every goddamn body? What's up, Muhammad? What's up, Abnar? Brandon, David Blackman, David Turner, Kunta Kinte, Roberto, look. Roberto is going to have his black or brown coalition no matter what happens. Ain't you, Roberto? You know what, brother? You are your saving grace with me. Stephanie, how do I say that? Falasha Masego. Marcus Graham from the crib. Darren Bryant. Dwayne Hirsch, Small Business Advocacy Council. Represent down in Springfield. Darnell Gifted Barbara Williams. Eric Wright. Chemistry Awake. And Joel Wordlaw. Ladies and gentlemen, can you do me a favor? Before y'all leave, can y'all give me a thumbs up, a like, a love, or just a peace out? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Was I crazy? I hope I'm not crazy. I hope y'all don't think I'm stupid, nuts, or whatever. I'm just tired. And you know, I just didn't want to wake up one day and there be a video out talking about some hit 'em up, right? You saw what happened when Biggie stayed quiet. They started talking about, y'all know what time it is. They started talking for real. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I appreciate your time. Peace.